Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got for you yet another Toyota Prius because these things are very popular, they're very reliable, and that's the reason I keep getting them because they very rarely go wrong, and when they do, it's usually a very cheap fix. So this particular car comes with the registration number Delta Yankee 07 November Victor Golf. It is, like I said, a Toyota Prius finished in the TSpirit trim, so it's the one that comes with all the bells and whistles on it. It's finished in silver, has a 1.5 liter petrol engine coupled with an electric motor, and they put out 76 brake horsepower. It was first registered on the 30th of March 2007, and it has a valid MOT until the 22nd of October 2025. So it comes with pretty much a whole year's MOT. Road tax is only £20 per year, which is really good because, well, because it's not breaking the bank, basically. I do want to point out that it does have a little bit of a crack in the rear bumper just there, and it's got another little scratch here, but I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, that doesn't affect the car in any way, shape, or form, but I do point them out because I want you guys to know exactly how the car comes. In terms of insurance, it sits in the 16E group, and in terms of CO2 output, it puts out 104 grams per kilometer. Fuel economy, well, this is one of the reasons why taxi drivers, delivery drivers, and people that are conscious about the fuel economy tend to buy these cars because they are very economical. Now, this car can get about 55 miles per gallon around town. I think it's about 56 to be honest. Um, and 67 miles per gallon on a motorway run with a combined fuel economy of 65 miles per gallon, which is absolutely phenomenal, especially for a petrol car from 2007. I mean, granted, it is a hybrid, and obviously, when you drive around town, you will be mostly driving it on the battery. But it's very nice and very quiet. Um, and yeah, they are just very good cars all around. Um, Top speed, you're looking at 106 miles per hour, and it has a 0 to 60 time of 10.9 seconds. So let's put the jokes out of the way, okay? Prius is slow and stuff like that. No, it's not slow. So the Prius is not actually a slow car. 10 second 0 to 60, it's not bad. I mean, I've seen sportier looking cars that have a worse 0 to 60 time. It's just the way people perceive the speed. So because this has a CVT gearbox, so it's a continuous variable transmission, it doesn't change gears. So when you put your foot on the accelerator, the engine will rev up to the highest RPM, and it will try to get the car to that speed. And that's why a lot of people just completely hate the CVT gearbox, because it just makes a right racket. The engine sounds really bad and everything. Yes, the engine doesn't sound particularly great when it's revved up to its highest RPMs. But one thing you need to bear in mind is that the CVT gearbox is, in my mind, okay, in my personal opinion, it's absolutely perfect. There's no lag, there's no hesitation in gear changes. It's probably one of the most reliable gearboxes that I've ever come across, right? Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, fair enough. But in my opinion, CVT is the best gearbox that I have ever used, right? I've had numerous problems with DSG gearboxes from Volkswagen. I've had numerous problems with power shifts from Ford, um, Geartronics, and they're just the CVT for me. And that's why I drive at the moment. My personal car is a Lexus RX, which has a CVT gearbox. It's perfect. It's a continuous speed, so there's no jerkiness that you don't feel like it changes gears, because it never does. Anyway, I just keep rambling on. I'm sorry, but yeah, it is a very good gearbox attached to a very good car, and that's why the Prius is probably one of the best cars ever made. Um, whether you like to admit it or not, it is one of the most reliable cars ever made. Let's have a look inside, because the interior is actually probably a lot better than the exterior, because on the exterior I've showed you it's got those little scratches and stuff on the back, but the interior is absolutely beautiful. So starting from the passenger door, so you get nice soft touch materials on the places that you touch, as you can see here. So places where you rest your elbow, they're nice and soft. You have electric windows. You've got full leather seats, and the seats are in very, very, very good condition. I mean, they are absolutely beautiful. Another really cool feature that I love about the Prius is the dual opening glove box. So obviously you've got the glove box here, which in there you've got your locking wheel nut and your owner's manual as well. But I do love the fact that it also has another glove box at the top where you can store other items as well, which is really nice. It's a really nice feature. Let's move over to the rear. As you can see, there's loads and loads and loads and loads of leg room over there, so you can very comfortably sit, if not 5, but you can squeeze 5 people in at a push, but 4 will definitely be very comfortable in this car. Same quality material goes through the back as well. As you can see, it's very soft touch, and you do have electric windows on the rear. And just to show you the rear seats as well, they are in very, very good condition. You get an armrest over here, so you can put that armrest down, and the 2 outer seats could sit very comfortably here using that armrest. And then you probably notice that there are no cup holders in the armrest. That's because the cup holders are actually back here. So that goes down, and then you've got the 2 cup holders in the back as well. So yeah, you got some pockets on the back of the front seats, so you can store snacks, iPads, stuff like that in there. And moving over to the rear, so over here you've got the Toyota TSpirit badge. Over here you've got Prius and hybrid synergy drive. And then having a look, you can see you've got your reversing camera there, and then reveals the absolute massive boot, which is really big for the class of the car, to be honest. I do love the fact that you get one of these parcel shelves, and that will just keep all your valuables hidden from prying eyes if you have anything in the boot that you don't want people to have a look at. And underneath the false floor, just put this up. Just about to say that it sits up there. Well, it does. There you go. Now it sits up there. You get some more storage. Well, some more. I say some more. You got plenty of storage under the false floor that you can put loads of stuff in. You've got all your bits to change your tire. And speaking of tire, you do actually get a spare tire in there as well. So I'm just going to. It's not the easiest thing to do with one hand. Right. You know, I could actually pause the video at this point, but I do want to see if I can do it with one hand, which I probably won't be. Right. I'm just going to cut the video here to arrange this. Be right back. And as if by magic, I'm back. Right. It literally took me couple of minutes. Just I had to put the well, not a couple of minutes, couple of seconds. I had to put the camera down just to arrange it. But yeah, so yeah, you do have your spare tire in there as well, which is really nice, because a lot of these new cars don't even come with spare tires anymore. So to put the boot down, you've got this little handle here. It does actually show you here. So you got that handle here. Just pull on it, and then you can close the boot just like that. And moving right along to the side behind the driver, the tires are in really good condition as well. And just to show you over here, just to see how the condition is for the seat behind the driver. Now this is a vent. You probably noticed that there isn't one on that side. So this is to cool down the batteries, which are situated just under the seats here. So this will cool down the batteries. So it's best never to block this, because that's how the batteries keep cool. If you block this, then you risk damaging the hybrid system, and then you have to fix it, obviously. Right, let's move over to the driver's side. So nice wide opening door, so it makes getting in and out of the car very easy. And then over here you've got control for all 4 windows. That's to lock and unlock the doors. This is to lock the rear windows, and this is for your electric mirror, so you can adjust them from there. And then again, same nice soft touch material. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to put anything else at the driver's seat anyway. The driver's seat, it's again, it's been kept very, very nicely. I mean, this car is covered, I think it's about 126,000 miles, which is nothing for a Prius. I mean, have a look. If you came from Auto Trader viewing this video, have a look at the other ads on there, and you're going to see cars sold with 350,000 miles, and people still want good money for those. And this one is covered less than half. So yeah, that's a testament of how reliable these cars can be, obviously with the proper maintenance. But the seat itself, when you look at it, it doesn't show that it's been done 126,000 miles. It looks like, and I know this sounds like a cliche, but it looks like it's done half of that. So right, let's just jump in, because there's a lot of things to talk about inside the cabin. Now, everything I'm going to mention will be things that you are very used to in 2024. Let me just zoom this out. So things that I'm going to mention now are things that you're going to be very used to in 2024, but bear in mind that this is a 2007 car, okay? And the technology in this car absolutely still blows me away. What Toyota came up with in 2007, I mean, this is a 2005 design, I think 2005 or 2004, one or the other, but yeah, this particular car is a 2007, but it's exactly the same as the 2005 one. So bear in mind that this is nearly a 20-year-old car, okay? And it comes with all these bells and whistles that I'm going to mention to you now, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's start the car up. So to start the car up, you have the key here. You have to plug it into the key slot right there. Then you have to put your foot on the brake, and then just press the power button. Once you press the power button, you can see that all the lights come on as they should, and then all the lights go off as they should. Right, having a look at the actual steering wheel, you can see you've got a plethora of buttons on the steering wheel. So let's start with the ones on the left and then work our way to the right. So over here, you've got your volume up and down. This is your mode to go between the radio stations. This is to search for different radio stations. This is for your AC and auto. This is to select your temperature. So I love that they've put everything at your steering wheel. You don't have to mess around here. You can do everything from your steering wheel. Over here, you've got your map info. This is your voice command. This is to answer and reject a phone call. Yes, because it has Bluetooth back in 2007, which is okay. Think about it this way, right? If 2007 doesn't seem too far away, 2007 is the year the iPhone came out, right? This car has Bluetooth. So 2007 is when the revolution of smartphones started, right? And the iPhone came out. That's when this car came out. And then look at remember that the iPhone, the original iPhone, couldn't even take a video. It was just a camera, and the quality of that camera was, I mean, a potato could film better than the first camera on an iPhone, but it's working through progress. So that's what they did. This is a pillar of progress that came after that. you got your front window defrost, rear window defrost, and that's your recirculate button there. Over here, you've got your cruise control, which is absolutely fantastic. I love cruise control. You basically, you drive at 70 miles an hour, you set the cruise control, you set the 70-mile-an-hour speed, then the car will just go on its own. You don't have to press the accelerator and to keep accelerating it. This is for your indicator stalk and to turn on your lights. And then over here, you've got your wipers and your rear wiper as well. Another thing I want to talk about is the design of the rear window. I should have talked about that when I was at the back, but see, a lot of people complain about the restricted visibility in the rear because you've got that line going all across the I mean, looking at it now, how restricted is it? Like, really? Because you can clearly see what's happening right behind you. So unlike, imagine that there's a lot of saloons that only have that top part of the window, right? So you can only see that top part of the window without being able to see actually below. So I think that is restricted visibility. But seeing, oh, there's a little squirrel. There she is. Right. Sorry, I'm just diverting. So having just the top bit, that would be restricted visibility for me. But having that bottom bit, you can clearly see what's happening right behind you, which is a lot better than I would expect from a car that has only that top bit. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, that's for your rear wipers as well. Over here, you've got the key slot, which I've already showed you. This is to adjust the position of the headlamps, so you can lower it and raise them if you need to. That's your power button, and then you've got your air vents over here. And having a look at the center console. Actually, before we go to the center console, let's have a look at the actual display in there. So as you can see, there are 3 lights on at the moment, and that's the fact that I'm not wearing my seatbelt, the fact that the handbrake is up, and the fact that the door is open, which are very easy to fix. All you have to do is, well, close the door, release the handbrake, and put your seatbelt, and that's it. Over here, so you can see you've got 126,000 miles. Then you've got your speedometer in the middle, and then over there, that's your gearbox. So right now it's in park, and then you've got reverse, neutral, and drive. And then at the top there, you've got your fuel gauge, which indicates how much fuel you've got left in the car. Now, right now the car is on, but it's not on, if I can say that, because the engine is turned off. That's because it's running on battery. So every time you start the car, the engine will not kick in straight away. So you don't know if the car is actually on or not. But that's why you've got that ready sign up there. So when you see that ready sign, that means the car is all good to be driven. So you can put it in drive and you can drive away, which is basically just an indicator to tell you that the car is on. Now, moving over to the middle of the screen here. So just agree to that. So as you can see, you've got sat-nav, which is a very early sat-nav system. And yeah, it's probably more of a novelty now than a functioning sat nav. Don't get me wrong, if you let's say if your phone's battery dies and you don't have a sat nav with you, and you need to be somewhere, and you probably could use it, I would say, maybe. I wouldn't trust it 100% because obviously it hasn't been updated since 2007, and we've had new roads since then and stuff like that. But it's there. I mean, you can probably go out to like a main road, or it'll take you to like a petrol station or something where you can buy a charger to charge your phone if you don't have one. But at least it's there. Then you've got your info over here. So you've got trip info, maintenance, telephone, calendar, language, screen settings. So if you go into trip info, that is your battery level. So that will charge up as you drive along. So now, because the car has been sat here, actually it had pretty much it had like 3 bars more, but the car has been sat here for at least, well, it's been 20 minutes since I started filming it, and I've done another short video before that. I've done photos of it before that. So it's been on for over half an hour, and the engine hasn't started yet. So right now it's still running on battery. If you want to get the engine to start while you're parked, all you have to do is just press the accelerator pedal, and right now it started, but it just turned off straight away. And the reason it does that is because it's got plenty of battery. It doesn't need the engine to run. So the car knows that, look, I'm just stationary. I'm not going anywhere. I don't need to run the engine because I don't need to use fuel and I don't need to pollute. So simple as that. And then you can go to consumption as well. And over here, you've got your average 46.6 mpg. Again, it all depends on how you drive it. And then at the moment, it's done 232 miles since it's been since it's had some more fuel put in. And then you can go back to the energy. Now, this screen, well, it's very simple to understand. So as you're driving, when you accelerate, there's going to be an arrow going from the engine to the wheels to show you that the engines are the one that are powering the front wheels. When you drive on electric, it's going to be an arrow going from the battery to the electric motor to the wheels to show you that the electric motor is powering the wheels. And when you take your foot off the accelerator, you're going to see an arrow going from the wheels to the electric motor to the battery to show you that the battery is being topped up, and it will constantly do that. You don't need to worry about everything underneath the bonnet. It's all that witchcraft and wizardry that the guys at Toyota managed to to well, make it perfect, basically. So you just need to drive the car. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Over here you've got your climate button. So although you do have your climate display, so although you've got controls for pretty much everything at the tips of your fingers, like literally, you can actually control it through that screen as well. So you can select the temperature, you can choose where you want the air to come out from. You can go from low to high. You've got your front window defrost, rear. That's if you want to recirculate or get fresh air in, and auto as well. So and as you've noticed, it will stay on that screen for a few seconds, up to a minute maybe, and then it'll just jump right back to the other screen. That's where you select the time. See, that's what I mean. That's where you select the time. That's your hazard lights, that's your odometer, and this is where you can change from miles per hour to kilometers per hour if you want to. And this is your radio, so you can load. Actually, if you go into audio there, this is your radio setting, so you can have different radio saves. So let's see. It's got a really, really nice sound system. It does have a JBL sound system, and it sounds absolutely amazing. And then over here you've got menu, destination, and map. So yeah, and from here you can turn the radio off. This is to seek track, basically AM, FM, disc, and auxiliary, traffic announcement, and that's where you tune for the radio stations. And then that closes up, makes it look nicer and flush, but it does open up, and you've got a nice cubby in there where you can store, I don't know, phone, wallet, keys, stuff like that. So moving down here, so this is your center console. This is where you obviously rest your hand. You do have a nice armrest, and you got two cup holders. But what I do love about these cup holders is that they close, and it looks really, really nice. And again, I like the fact that the actual armrest, the center console, is disconnected from the dashboard, so you've got this whole area down here, which makes the car look a lot more roomier as well. Now, coming over at the armrest, it's nice and big, so you can definitely have two people resting their arms on there. The car has just started now, so let's have a look at what that's doing. So see, so it dropped another line, so now you can see the arrow going from the engine to the electric motor, topping up the battery. So it's basically charging up the battery now. So the engine is running right now. And then you can actually open that up, and then down there you've got a nice little tray where you can store some loose coins and stuff like that. And you've got a nice deep center armrest, and then over there you've got a 12-volt socket with an auxiliary port as well if you want to listen to music, to plug it in to your phone. Moving at the top here, you've got your interior lights, which obviously work absolutely fine. I wouldn't expect them not to, being a Toyota. And then over here you've got a nice sunglass holder. So it's really nice that they've given us one of these, because I've always said that sunglass holders shouldn't miss from any car. So you've got your rear view mirror over there, and then over here you've got your vanity mirror with an interior light as well, and you can see yourself in there. Right, there are two other things that I haven't mentioned, and I have mentioned them on previous Toyota Prius videos, but if you haven't watched those, you can see it on here. So remember what I told you about this car. So all this tech, all these features and everything that it has, they are very close to what you see in 2024. But here is something you don't see in all manufacturers in 2024, and you don't see them in premium brands in 2024 either. And those are those buttons right there. So the one that says EV, that's a very simple button to understand. That is basically once your battery is topped up. So let's say you drive around until the battery goes up to full, and then what you can do is you can press that EV button, and you can drive purely on electric for the range that it's got. I think it's got like a 2-3 mile range to drive just purely on electric. Now, usually what it does, it alternates between the engine and the electric motor to give you the best fuel economy, if I can say that. But you can actually press that EV button, and then the car will drive purely on electric up to speeds of 30 miles an hour without having the engine kicking in, which again is really nice. But the other button, that is the interesting button that I like, and that button is your self parking feature. Yes, 2007 Toyota Prius with a self parking feature. Now, I wanted to emphasize this as much as I can. It's a 2007 car, right? It's a car that came out the same year as the iPhone, right? I'm not talking about iPhone 11. No, I'm talking the original iPhone, right? There are probably people watching this video that were born in 2007, okay? This car can park itself. I don't know if you understand like how important or how amazing that is for a car of this age. I mean, 2007, some manufacturers were just toying of the idea of putting electric windows in a car, and Toyota just went out there and like, yeah, let's make a self-parking car. Why not? Because we can. Mind-blowing. I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you how that works. Okay, it's not. Don't get me wrong, it's not Tesla level, okay? It's not gonna, you can't just press a button and then the car does absolutely everything, okay? You have to work a little bit for it, but it still does it on its own. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to show you was actually the gear shift. So you got your park button up the top there, and then put your foot on the brake, and then to get it into drive, just shift this towards you and down, and that puts it in drive. And then it just gives me a caution: shift the position into P range when parking. The batteries will not charge in the position shift if the shift position is in neutral. So the reason why I've got that big red sign over there big warning sign and this beeping and everything. That is purely because my door is open. Okay, so it's just trying to tell you that you should not attempt to pull away, or you should not attempt to leave the vehicle while it's still in drive, because it will roll away. So right now, if I close the door, put my foot on the brake, put the car in drive, absolutely fine. Now you can see in there, now it shows that it's in drive. And to put it in neutral, keep it there for a second, and now it's in neutral. To get it in reverse, same thing, but just go up. And then once you do that, you're gonna have your camera turning on straight away to show you where you're going. And then that annoying beep, which I just don't understand why they've done it. It's not a truck, it's not a lorry, it doesn't need to beep like that. Obviously people outside can't hear it, only you can hear it inside. I mean, I get it, it's an audible tone to let you know that you are in reverse. So if you want to pull away, and you forget you're in reverse, but I don't see how you would, because you can see the camera on as well. But anyway, if you can't see the camera and you forget you're in reverse, it's beeping at you just so you don't press the accelerator and then drive really quick backwards and hit something. So yeah, anyway, let's stop that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I've already rambled on for about half an hour on this video, but I do want to show you that self-parking feature, right? We're going to do a little test run here, and then I'm going to try and park it where that Mercedes is over there. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but let me show you. So take the foot off the accelerator, off the brake, sorry, and okay, let's try the first bit. Okay, let's put it in reverse, and then I think it's already engaged. Yes, so it was already engaged. As you can see on there, you've got those buttons. So it shows you if you want to do a reverse parking or a parallel parking. Okay, let's do a parallel parking. So you press on that and see these arrows. So you can press these arrows. So see where that green space is. That's where the car is going to end up. Okay, so you can press those arrows and adjust the position. So let's say there is a car over here, and then there's a car right behind that line there, and that's where your car is going to end up. Okay, so you can actually adjust it so you don't hit a different car. Right, and then you press OK. Check surroundings carefully for safety, control speed, and stop the vehicle by foot using foot brake. Be careful of the turning steering wheel. I agree. Right, so now let me just do this. So I've got obviously one hand, I'm holding the camera, and the other hand is here. So you have to gently release the brake, very gently, and then what's gonna happen is the car will steer itself. And I don't know if you can see it in there. It is going into that spot that we've selected, and it's doing everything on its own. You just have to gently release the brake so it doesn't go too quick, because if it goes too quick, then it will disengage it.
The assist is finished.
And that's it. All done. 2007. Right, let's do another parking now. This time, I'm going to try and park it right here. Okay? Well, I'm going to try and see if the car can park itself over there. Right. Let's go back to reverse. And then we're doing that. And let's see. Okay. See, this is what I meant about you actually having to work for it a little bit. Right, and we're just gonna leave it there. Press OK, and then I'm obviously going to, I agree, and then I'm obviously going to keep my eyes on the mirrors as well. But let's see what the car is doing. So obviously I've got one hand here. Just looking, actually I can see very well where it's going to go, and it looks like it's going to go perfect. Exactly where it should go. Now it's going to have to straighten it up a little bit.
The assist is finished.
That is a perfect reverse parking. I'm not even going to move it from here, actually. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to park it, put the foot brake down. Oh yeah, your foot brake, your hand brake is at your foot down there. I'm going to stop the car, take the key out, and let's see how the car managed to park itself. I think it's done a cracking job. Did it all on its own. It's within the lines. I mean, I could have tweaked it a little bit to make it go a little bit straight, a little bit more towards that way, but it's fine. It's parked. It's within the lines. 2007. Right. And with that being said, thank you very much. If you want to have a look at the car, or if you have any questions about the car, don't hesitate to let me know. You can leave a comment in this video, or you can just call me at 01684 355 032, or you can visit our website at www.vindemautos.co.uk, or you can just send me an email at vindemautos@gmail.com. Thank you very much again for your time, guys. Really glad you stuck all the way to the end. Let me know what you think about the self-parking on this thing. I think it's amazing. I think it is definitely usable. So, yeah, thank you very much and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.